Hi everybody, this is Mrs. House, and we are going to have an exciting time because we're starting to launch into Chapter 2, where you are going to learn all about how to name compounds and then write their formulas. So, it's awesome. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is talk about Type 1 binary ionic compounds, which is not as scary as it sounds, and we will just take you through here step by step. Alright, so the first thing is that there are a few different types of compounds that you're going to learn about. The first one's called ionic, and then we are going to learn about molecular compounds as well as acids. And each set of compounds has its own rules for how to name them. And we are going to lead you through here. We have a flow chart that we'll show you later on to help you keep it straight. And then again, also there will be more detail later on how these compounds are held together in more detail. Okay, so we are going to start with ionic. But before we do that, let's do a real quick review of the difference between a compound and an element. You did this in the POGIL, you had a quiz about this, but we just want to make sure you're clear. So this is a thing for you to think back for a second. Are the things shown in this slide compounds or elements? We have some carbon dioxide, helium, water, and hydrogen gas. So think about it for a second. Pause if you want to. And then let's look here. So on several slides here, I have a little pencil, which means that if you're taking notes, this is a good thing to write down. And again, this is review, so maybe you already know this, but a compound is a substance that has two or more different types of atoms bonded together. And an element is a substance made up of only one kind of atom. So something that's straight off of the periodic table. So if that's the case, carbon dioxide is a compound because it has carbons and oxygens. And the formula shows you that it has two oxygens and one carbon. Helium is an element. All it has is He. One kind of thing, so that would be a pure substance of helium. Water is a compound. It has two hydrogens and one oxygen. So that's got two different kinds of atoms in there. And hydrogen gas, this is actually also an element. Even though it has two hydrogens, they're both hydrogens, so they're both the same. So in that case, it's not a compound, because we don't have two different types of atoms bonded together. So that's super important to watch for, and we'll be definitely doing more elements like hydrogen where you have two things together. There's a special kind of element called the diatomics. Okay, but in any case, carbon dioxide is a compound, helium is an element, water is a compound, and hydrogen gas is an element. So pause right here and answer the Schoology quiz question.